I got into the business of forgiveness, a lot of it through a very personal story and just an amazing process of forgiveness that helped me find the freedom from pain, shame, and blame. And in that process was able to learn more and more. And the more I learned, the more I realized that there was a misunderstanding what forgiveness really was all about. And that process started helping other people, and just the response was just absolutely phenomenal. So forgiveness is rather interesting. There's different levels of forgiveness, and it's often very misunderstood. An apology is not forgiveness. So there's decisive forgiveness, and often you see that, let's say, in churches, that we need to decide to be forgiving. And that's great. It's a great starting point. For me, and what this nonprofit is all about, is to help people find emotional forgiveness. Emotional forgiveness is a rewriting, a rewiring of the story. You know, so often our memories are just like what we're doing right now as a video, and when you play it back, you see it in different ways. When you play back an offense, the offender will play it back and see it different from the offended. And we've all been on both sides. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So forgiveness, emotional forgiveness, is the ability not just to no longer be negative, but to replace those negative feelings with positive ones. Positive ones that I can feel good, that I no longer have to carry around that pain. And even to the point where positive about my offender, which sounds totally counterintuitive to what everybody teaches about it. So I wish my offender well. They no longer owe me, and I wish them well. That's, to me, is the ultimate of forgiveness. Working with people that are carrying around this pain, shame, and blame, often they get every right to, right? One of the first things is, can't deny it. What you've been through, you deserve to be mad, deserve to be angry, to be hurt, to have all that shame. Because what happens to you, yeah, that's right. But what forgiveness means to me is that ability to go beyond that, to have a relationship. Because even though we hear all the time that forgiveness is for me, it's a lie. You've been sold a bill of goods. It's not for you. Have you ever been around anybody who's bitter from a hurt? Do you feel it? Have you ever had a spouse, a brother, a sister, a mother, or dad? It's like a secondhand smoke. You think that it's only hurting you, but in reality, ask the people around you. It's not just for you. It's about the relationships. It's about the relationships that you have, not just with those immediately around you, with your own God. So find forgiveness. It's more than just getting rid of the negative. It unlocks a world, a whole new world, that you've been shut in and didn't realize it's out there, of wonderful relationships and a wonderful life. Big difference. Forgiveness University is just, I couldn't be more excited about it. You know, there's so many people that struggle and have been holding on to this hurt. And you know, the problem with holding on to any type of hurt, if you've been injured, you break your leg, you don't get it fixed. You got other issues. You got new issues, all right? You're going to end up having an all new set of issues by not getting it fixed. And likewise, the wound of unforgiveness is a stress that people learn to cope with in other different ways, with need for revenge and anger and resentment, not being able to get in a relationship, not being able to trust. So to be able to reach all these people is very difficult, and to work down this path, and there are so many different paths. So how do we do that? And so Forgiveness University is a place, an online resource that for each individual path they have the ability to come on, answer some questions, and then work through a different path based on your particular scenario to work through these very, very often tough individual issues. And the beauty about all this is absolutely no charge. And there's so many people that need help out there. They can't afford to go to a clinical psychologist or to a therapist. And God knows, you pick up a book and they make it sound like one size fits all. If you only follow these 5 steps, You will find your way. And it would be really nice if it were that easy, and it's not. It's very complicated. I get it. So whatever you've been going through and have been through, I get it. So we're building a spot, a location for you that'll individualize and help you walk through that, hold your hand, and help you find the freedom, the peace, the love, the relationships found in forgiveness. Forgiveness University realistically is for all of us. And so there are different paths based on whether or not you're a believer, non-believer, spiritual. If you're trying to forgive somebody else that have done something bad to you, that's one. You're trying to ask for forgiveness, you're the offender. You're trying to forgive yourself, or you're trying to forgive God or your higher power. Examples of that is my wonderful mother, just absolutely the greatest lady in the world, and she was taken away too early. My brother who took his own life. My child who was born as a still baby. Why? Why, God? Why do bad things happen to good people? I'm mad, I'm angry. So regardless of whatever path that is, we're providing a simple no-charge path in order to help through that process. I think this definitely, it's going to change a lot of lives. And whether it changes the whole world or it just changes one person's, that's really what we care about. But I think that especially people who've been through some really tough hurts, you know what I'm talking about. You've been carrying that around for a long time. And you every right to be. I'm not denying that. You got every right to be. Are your shoulders getting tired? Getting a little sore? There's relationships you miss being able to trust and be able to love once again. So whether it be one person or many people, that's what this is all about. We're here to help you.